evening, there is $1,000 car. Bottle Rocket's off to a fast start for 2013. On tour with Marshall Crenshaw, a bunch of re-releases coming out, and a live DVD. And I have all the guys in the studio with me. How's it going, the Bottle Rockets?
It's going good. Woohoo!
All right, so first of all, let's get things started with Marshall Crenshaw. How'd you guys hook up with Marshall?
A booking agent. We have the same booking agent. He switched booking agents to the same one that we have.
Right.
And it was our booking agent's idea. You know, he thought, thought it might be something to try, and we tried it, and it worked. I mean, it was great. It's like, we were fans of his, and he was apparently a fan of ours, and so.
Well, it's just interesting because, like, hey, I want you guys to open up for me. No, I want you guys to be my band.
Yeah, right. Yep.
A different thing.
Yeah, just
both. It was tricky. It was tough for us at first because we had never played songs even remotely like his.
Right.
He's got more chords in one song than we have on whole albums. But now it's second nature, But it was just like such a difference for us when we first time I listened to the stuff he sent to learn. I was like, I can't play that.
Right.
I don't know how to play that. This is not going to work. But no, it's
challenging.
Yeah, it was just different from what we usually do.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's a testament to your longevity because when you guys started out, there was a lot of influential bands coming out, and they're not around anymore, like the Backsliders.
Right.
What happened to those guys? But the Bottle Rockets are still rocking and going strong, which is nice.
Yep.
Nice. Now you guys got a bunch of reissues coming out. Is that the deal this year?
The first 2 albums.
Wow.
Yeah. That was a long time coming.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was like, our back catalog is just a mess. I mean, it's like, we put out like 10 albums on 45 different record labels.
You guys started off, you started off on Atlantic, right?
What's that?
You started off on Atlantic, right?
We started off on a small one out of Minneapolis called Eastside Digital.
All right.
And then that was the first album was on that label. Then the Brooklyn side was originally released on that label. But Atlantic licensed it from Eastside Digital for 7 years. That was the roots rock scare of the later '90s. When everybody was every label had one, so Atlantic was out looking for one, so they got ours. And but then what happened was, along the way, Atlantic dropped us, and they still owned the album, but then, they were still on the lease to it, but then when the lease was up, it reverted back to Eastside Digital, who at that point were out of business. So, and this is just how it goes with us. It's like everything has got this kind of stuff going on. So, literally like 18, 19 years after the fact, we got the first 2 back. So they're going to come out this year.
Nice. So so you're not releasing them independently. You're giving them a Bloodshot.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
You guys have released albums independently though, right?
Nope.
No. It's always.
We're old school. We have always had a record label, for what it's worth, for better or for worse.
How oftentimes is it better?
Yeah, it's been better for us more than it has for a lot of people. Let's put it that way. It's like we had the least amount of real trouble on the major label, and had like the horror stories of major labels on some of the smaller labels. So it's like, but Bloodshot was not one of those. Bloodshot has been like probably the one we should have been with since day one.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys say don't promise anything they can't deliver.
Yeah.
There you go. That's nice. So what's the future looking like? You guys going to continue touring with Marshall Crenshaw? Or are you gonna go out
That
on your
comes
own?
and goes. It's sort of like Neil Young and Crazy Horse.
Right.
Whenever Neil decides he wants Crazy Horse, Crazy Horse goes with Neil. And whenever Marshall decides he wants Bottle Rockets, Bottle Rockets go with Marshall.
I've noticed that another band's doing that. Great American Taxi, along with Todd Snyder, have been hitting the road.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's years back the Figs were doing it with Graham Parker, so it was like it's been this sort of connection has been made before, but
doesn't it wear you out? I mean, you're the opening act, and then you gotta continue playing. It's a long gig, man.
It's not that tough.
It's not.
It's really not.
Actually, it's easier because we are the opening band, so the logistically, like setting up and doing all that, you don't have to deal with another band or somebody else on the bill. It's just in the long run, I think
it is easier. Yeah, because when you got like
Logistics are
when you have like two an opening band you don't know.
How are the crowds?
They're great.
Are they?
Yeah.
Is it 50-50 Bottle Rocket fans, Marshall Crenshaw? Or
It's hard to gauge it.
Yeah.
Depends.
You know, it's really, it's kind of hard to tell because his crowd is, they're a good 10 years older than our crowd. I mean, because he was hitting in 83, 84, stuff like that. So yeah, it's really hard to tell. I mean, it's like, nobody's throwing anything at us, so. None of our fans have thrown anything at him, and then none of his have thrown anything at us, so I guess we're working on it.
It's a good balance.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, let me go ahead and play another track off the album, then I'll have you guys play something live.
Right.
This one is called, well, you guys are playing that one live, so I want to play Smoking Hundreds Alone.
Oh, do it.
We're down home cooking on Kicks Country.